Hi, it's Anna Vaughn with Travel Mama Anna Vaughn, and today's video is a two-parter. It's a two-for-one. It's a two-part video. The first part is going to be some beach porn, because anybody that's got winter right now, especially if they're in some kind of fascist regime lockdown space, is like dealing with the worst time of year and they're stuck inside. So, little beach porn coming at you. We went out to Agua Blanca. You're going to love it. First part one. Part two, I'm going to tell you about all the things Mexicans taught me, because this country's taught me a lot and I'm still always learning. So stay tuned till the end. If you like this video, like it, share it, click the bell, get notified, subscribe. Why not? Who doesn't want to hear a white chick talk about the beach and how great Mexico is? Okay, hi, it's Anna Vaughn, Travel Mama Anna Vaughn. That's my friend Renee.
Hi.
Hi. And then who's in the back? Oh, I can see you. I see you through here. Yeah, you can. Well, that's fine. Anyway, we're going out of town because it's Sunday. Everything is packed. Everybody goes to the beach here. There's been a lineup at Carrizaleo for weeks. Apparently half of New York moved here. And so we're going to
Agua Blanca.
Agua Blanca. We're just going to pick up my friend Krishna, who I met on Instagram and don't really know, and he's also moved here from Toronto. No, you met him yesterday. Anyway, we're going to the beach. What else is new?
Y ya no sabe lo que pasa. El primer verso, papi. Lo que manda aquí la clave.
Krishna's here. I found another Torontonian.
See my sandcastles over there.
Lunes, yo me llamo Tarzán.
Ooh, Renee, third week in a row, you and I doing fuck all at the beach. What did you do?
I helped Renee do the food.
Oh, when the somebody ran away, flew away?
Yeah, the umbrella, the seat, the table.
And you helped put all that back together? You want to give it a high five? No high five? What about chocolate?
Aquí estamos bravos.
Please don't look at this straw, this illegal Oaxacan straw that's not supposed to be here. This plastic straw.
The coconut tastes really good.
Pero es rico. Of course it's good.
Esta vida es brava. Y yo también soy bravo. Por eso lo que repica son los cueros. Aquí lo que suena fuego. Mueve la abuela el pescadero. Hasta lo mueve el aduanero. Norte al sur.
Which ones are you allowed to use?
Fork and a spoon.
Yeah, you're big enough for a fork and a spoon because you're a big girl.
But not for knife.
No, not yet.
Ah!
Renee is going to check the water out because we are local lizards. And it was too cold last week for us. There he goes.
Mando todo hasta tu papá. Yo soy el jefe de este lugar. Yo soy el rey de la selva.
Having some shucked oysters here on the beach. Live music in the background. Valentina flowing. I mean, can you get better than this, Renee? He doesn't like oysters.
I think so. Somebody's made kinda, so.
That's what I said. That's really good. He doesn't like oysters. Just deep fried coconut shrimps.
Con ritmo letal.
I'm going to show you some things that I learned, but I'm going to tell you a little story first. Is my first thing. These are the things that I've learned in Mexico. These are the things that Mexicans have taught me. And Mexicans are teaching me shit all the time because I am a barbaric colonialist white woman. And this is not who I imagine myself to be, but I prove all the time that I have some cultural blind spots. And you know, I'm here to learn. I'm an immigrant. I love this country. You know, I frequently think in my mind, I love my daughter, I love my God, and I love my country. I think that all the time here. I never thought that living in Canada. I don't want to shit on Canada. It's just, it wasn't my place, and it definitely is not my place right now. In fact, it's the extreme version of what I didn't like about it and why I left. It's like this crazy, like, liberal fascism now. So one of the things that Mexicans have taught me, and I'm still learning because I'm not very good at it, is to just do what people say and then make up your own mind. So I'll give you an example. I'm on a flight coming from Mexico City to Puerto Escondido. I get seated next to two white Americans. Immediately I'm like, fuck, this isn't gonna be good. I know this isn't gonna go well. We're the only white people on the flight. Everybody else is a Chilango coming, for their vacation. This is like deep in the pandemic when nobody was here, outsiders, right? I'm eating. These two guys tell me, you're not wearing your mask. And I'm like, well, I'm eating. It's on. I have a little tray down. People are coming on the plane. I'm like eating like this. I'm like, well, I'm eating. Have it down in front. They call the flight attendant over. Already I'm like, oh, fuck, here's my people. Like calling mommy over to get me in trouble. She and I speak in Spanish to each other. I let her know, first off, I'm not with these two yahoos. Because I know we all look alike, right? And they're like, she won't wear her mask. It's the rules. And we have a conversation in Spanish where she says, just put it under your chin while you're eating like everybody else, and I'm like, it'll shut them up and you get to eat. This is like very Mexican thinking, like, how can we just like shut these gringos up and like move forward? Like, they don't care. They don't care. They're not fighting about whether masks are good or bad. Nobody cares. So I do what she tells me, I finish or whatever. And these two kind of get into it with me. I end up yelling at this guy who now has to sit for an hour next to me on a flight. Huge mistake, right? Like, now it's really awkward. I end up yelling at him, and I'm like, look, you don't care about your health. You're not even wearing socks on a plane. Like, anybody that's flown a bunch knows not to have open toes on a fucking plane. Like, you don't care about your immune health. And I just, like, tear a strip off these two gringos. Then I got to sit next to them for an hour, right? So this is me. This is my culture, 100%. Exact same thing happens to my friend Ocean. Exact same thing on a flight. He is Mexican from here. They call them Whitexicans. It's like rich colonialist Mexicans that are of Spanish descent. This guy's sitting next to him, and Ocean's drinking his coffee on the plane, and he has his mask hanging off one ear. Very Mexican style to do it. And the guy says, oh, can you put your mask on? Like, we're on a plane. So Ocean does what Mexicans do. He says, oh yeah, of course. He puts his mask on. 2 seconds later, he takes it off to have some of his coffee. Now, do you see the difference between, we both dealt with it, right, in the ways that our culture dictates, but can you see the true finesse and beauty of the Mexican way? He was still going to drink his damn coffee. That guy and his fear and his bullshit and his need to control other people wasn't going to stop him from drinking his coffee. But the difference between him and me is that me, being a Canadian, being white, being entitled, being all those things, I'm like, oh, you want to go, motherfucker? I live here. Stop making me look bad, Right. That's my approach. And that would have been my approach to the guy talking to Ocean. I'd be like, did anybody talk to you? Because I'm awful like that. I'm like a chihuahua. His approach, I think, was a lot better. And the longer I live here, the more I see that Mexicans are not docile people. They're not people that go along with everything. They don't just listen to the rules. They are not stupid. 100% they are not stupid. Nobody is stupid here at all. In fact, I'm blown away by how smart people are, even if they're not given really basic education. I mean, there's a lot of people very smart here. Of course, there's dumb people. There's dumb people in the whole world. But people are very smart here. They're not stupid. But hay una manera, they have a way of doing things where everybody wins, where they still do whatever they want, but there's no fight. They just avoid conflict. And I think it's really beautiful. I learned it. It's not the only place that does it, but I learned it really well here, and I learned to respect it here, and I learned to be like, please teach me how to be more like this here. So that's the number one thing that Mexicans have taught me, how to be better with conflict. Okay, number two, and this is really important because this has actually plagued me. We traveled all over the world, Luna and I, and we did a lot of travel after being in Mexico for quite some time. And Mexico ruined me culinarily in a lot of ways. because now that I put lime, salt, and chili on everything, I have no idea how I ate stuff before. How the fuck was I eating fruit? Just like naked. Like I was just raw dogging that fruit. So, if you don't know, if you're just eating fruit as is, this is a papaya. This is a real papaya. It tastes like papaya. It doesn't taste like socks like what I grew up on in Canada. If you are in a place like Canada, you might want to do this with like apples or something that's like one of your fruits that's good. Lime. And then I use this chili. It says El Seasonador de Mexico. But tajin, which English people call tajin, is the stuff. It's not spicy. Chill out. You can buy it on the street, and you can do salt. We use real rock salt because it's Puerto Escondido, and we have a lot of good salt here. I like to use one of these because I put lime on everything. But if you don't have one of these, you don't have to use it. You can just use your hands. Get that lime on there. A little bit of this. And if you don't have that, you can do a little bit of salt. I'm going to tell you this right now. Oh, it's so good. The lime, chili, and salt, especially on things like mango, it's the difference when you eat it without. It's like the difference between masturbating and making love to someone who loves you back. No contest. And not like divine feminine masturbating. I mean like drunk after the bar on the couch type, you know? And this is like, Similarly, I also drink a lot of micheladas and sueros, which are beer, lime, and salt. And there's other seasonings you can get as well. And mineral water, lime, and salt. I was in Bali and Thailand for 3 months. I had one beer when I first got to Bali. I'm a beer drinker. I drink a beer here and there. I'm not a big drinker. I just could not stomach it there. I was like, how do you drink this swill? And I would ask for lime and salt and stuff, and they would give me like a wedge of lime and a packet of salt, and I'd be like, you've missed the point, people. Anyway, Mexicans taught me how to eat fruit. Actually, come to think of it, I feel like Mexicans taught me how to eat. I went to Barcelona for a wedding a couple years ago. I couldn't believe how horrible the food was. It's just like, yeah, they have Serrano ham. Serrano ham tastes like nothing. The food tastes like nothing. It was like bread with oil and Serrano ham, and I was like, where is the salsas? Where is the color? Where's the sex here? There's no sex in this city. There's nobody. It's like Mexico taught me how to take food to a level where I am literally, it's like a fiesta in your mouth. Like you're having a party with food. Like food, it's beautiful, simple, quality over quantity. Like a taco is so simple. It's just it's perfect. And every bite is perfect. Every bite is perfect. Mexico ruined me for travel in a lot of ways. I mean, don't get me started. I love Southeast Asia. Also Thailand's amazing. It's like once you get used to that kind of food, how you gonna go eat like meat and potatoes? You know, scrambled eggs with toast and potatoes and bacon. Like, how boring can you be? You know? Mexico really has taught me how to eat, but especially fruit, especially beers, and especially tacos, and especially everything else. Ceviche. I mean, it goes on. I thought a lot. I just wanted to give you 3 things that I've learned because I learned so much here. But I think number 3, the one that really sticks out, is that Mexico taught me how to be a better parent. You know, in Guatemala, they definitely worship children more than they worship kids here. Like, kids are worshipped there. But what's different about Mexico and Guatemala and really any other country in the world is that everybody works and everybody has kids here. So there's lots of career moms, lots and lots. And there's lots of stay-at-home moms. There's lots of both. There's lots of everything. It's not just one or the other. Everybody has kids and everybody works. Everybody has a career and everybody has kids. And everyone's involved with their kids. So are there deadbeat dads? Absolutely. But there's not a lot of weekend dads. Like, you're either in or you're out, right? And this is the only country where, like, you will see people in, like, World's Best Dad, you know, like, obviously in Spanish, shirts, and Like, I see them all the time, and they're wearing these shirts to work till they're threadbare, you know? People love kids. Kids are a blessing. There are niñeras, which are nannies in restaurants. Childcare is affordable. They have every kind of childcare here. You want Montessori, you want alternative, you want Waldorf, you want whatever, you can get it here. You want a private nanny, you want regular school, you want private school, you want 10 different levels of private school, you can get it here. Any budget, you've got a type of school here. You want to go 7 in the morning till 7 at night because you got a big schedule, you can. You want to do an afternoon thing, whatever. People don't hover around their kids. They just integrate children into their lives. It is totally normal to go to a park and they've got a michelada and coffee truck there so parents can sit down and have a beer and watch their kids play. You know, coming from Canada, I am from a culture that considers children a burden. That just the other day, someone from Toronto said to me, they're here, but they said, you know, I'm not ready for kids. You know, I'm not sure I want to make that choice because it's selfish. Like, we've been indoctrinated to think that an iPhone every 6 months is fine, but a kid is selfish. And, you know, I grew up drinking that Kool-Aid. At one point, I did think things like, I mean, I had somebody say to me in Vancouver when I was there last, well, you're the one that decided to have a kid. And I was like, yes, people have kids. It's deciding not to have kids that's the choice. Like, animals have children, you know, and I've been to lots of third world countries where children are adored, but it's very much like the man goes out and works and the woman stays home, or if she's been abandoned with children, she moves in with her parents. I saw very few women like me. And then I would go to, well, I mean, I haven't been to any like first world countries except Canada with Luna because it was awful. I didn't find it hospitable for children. Like, it didn't meet a basic standard for me as a single parent. And so because we have a choice, we just never went back. We went twice and never went back. I've been to, people always say, well, where have you been in Canada? Maybe that's just Toronto, but I've been to Toronto, Vancouver, Edmonton, and Newfoundland. So I feel I've seen kind of, and it was the same everywhere. To be honest, it was the same. It was impossible to find childcare. Nobody helped me out. People treated my kid like a burden. I shouldn't bring her to a restaurant. There was clearly places I was supposed to go with her. In parks, I had to hover over her. It was just very stressful to be a parent there, and I didn't like it. And then in the third world countries, it was great because she was so loved and adored, but also there was a very like, I didn't see the single mother, you know. And then enter Mexico. Mexico's got lots of single moms. It's got lots of career moms. Got lots of nuclear families and lots of other kinds. Everything is here. Everything is here. Everything is here in every little town. There's not a little town that we have visited that didn't have a great Montessori school and a fantastic pediatrician who was going to give me, you know, natural and Western medicine advice. Like, every little shitty buttfuck town in Mexico's got that. So Mexico really, it has a lot of services to help parents, and they love children. They really taught me how to love my child. They really taught me how to enjoy her, how to, instead of looking at just meeting her needs, I have this very Western, like, she costs money, I meet her needs, she takes my time away. Like, what do I need all that time by myself for? To do what? Click around on social media? Please, I don't need any of that shit. They really taught me how to enjoy my child the way you enjoy a really good dish, the way you enjoy a fine wine, the way you enjoy a good book, you know? Like, when you got a good book, you almost want to slow it down and take your time because you don't want it to end. They taught me how to enjoy my child, how to see the world through her eyes, how to enjoy every stage she's at, how to be curious and open and loving, and how to turn off the noise and just be with her, you know? And then I can just take her wherever I need to go. Just bring her along. Just take her with you. Don't worry about it. So thank you to Mexico for these top 3 things. If there's anything that you love about Mexico, I mean, there's a massive list. I've just given you 3 because I talk a lot. Is there anything you love about Mexico that I have left out, like a top thing for you? Leave it below. I would love to hear it. If you like it, share it, subscribe, click the bell, all that shit. And yeah, adios, baby.